Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into something that affects so many of us as we get older, our posture. If you're a senior struggling with your posture, this video is for you. We're going to talk about the things you should avoid doing to help fix it. Trust me, I've been there, hunched shoulders, aching back, feeling like I'm shrinking an inch every year. But here's the good news, you can turn it around, and it starts with knowing what not to do. So grab a comfy seat. Not too comfy, we'll talk about that later, and let's get started. Oh, and if you find this helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a tip. Before we jump in, let's set the stage. As we age, our muscles naturally weaken, our joints stiffen, and our spines might not be as spry as they once were. Maybe you've noticed you're slumping more at the dinner table, or your neck feels tight after scrolling on your phone. Sound familiar? Well, posture isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good, staying mobile and keeping your independence. But here's the catch, some everyday habits might be making it worse. Today we're going to cover the big no-nos, things to avoid if you want to stand taller and feel better. Ready? Let's go. First up, one of the biggest mistakes seniors make when struggling with posture. Avoid slouching on soft furniture for hours. You know that plush couch or recliner that feels like a hug? It's tempting, right? I get it. After a long day, you just want to sink in and relax. But here's the problem. When you sit on something too soft, your body doesn't get the support it needs. Your spine curves into a big old C shape, your shoulders roll forward, and your hips tighten up. Over time, that slouch becomes your default. I used to love my overstuffed armchair until I realized it was why my lower back ached every morning. So what happens when you slouch like that? Your core muscles, the ones that hold you upright, start to weaken because they're not doing any work. Your chest tightens, your breathing gets shallow, and before you know it, you're walking around like a question mark. Not fun, right? Now, I'm not saying you have to ditch your favorite chair completely, but if you're spending hours there, watching TV, reading or knitting, try this instead. Limit your time on soft furniture to 20 or 30 minutes. Then switch to a firmer seat, like a dining chair with a cushion for comfort. It's a small change, but it forces your body to sit up straighter and keeps those muscles engaged. Let me tell you a quick story. My friend Margaret, she's 72, used to spend all evening in her recliner. She'd complain about her stiff neck and how she couldn't stand up straight anymore. I suggested she try sitting at her kitchen table for part of the day instead. 2 weeks later, she called me up and said, "I feel like I grew an inch." It's not magic, it's just giving your spine a fighting chance, so avoid that soft furniture trap. Your posture will thank you. Next thing to avoid, looking down at your phone or tablet for too long. Oh, this one's a sneaky posture killer. How many of us have caught ourselves hunched over, scrolling through photos of the grandkids or reading the news? I'll admit it, I'm guilty too. They call it tech neck for a reason. When you tilt your head forward, it's like putting a bowling ball's worth of pressure on your neck and upper back. For seniors, that's a recipe for rounded shoulders and a permanent slump. Think about it. Your head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds when it's sitting nicely over your shoulders. But tilt it forward just 15 degrees, like when you're texting, and it feels like 27 pounds to your spine. Keep going to 60 degrees, and it's more like 60 pounds. No wonder our necks ache and our posture suffers. I used to spend an hour every night catching up on emails like that. Then I'd wonder why I couldn't straighten up the next day. Here's what to avoid: holding that device down low and craning your neck for long stretches. Instead, bring it up to eye level, prop it on a table with a book or a stand. Nothing fancy, just practical. Or if you're lying in bed, use a pillow to support your arms so you're not bending your neck into a pretzel. It feels awkward at first, but it's a game changer. And bonus tip, take breaks. Every 15 minutes, look up, roll your shoulders back, and give your neck a little stretch. Avoid that tech neck trap, and you'll notice your shoulders don't feel so heavy. Alright, we're a few minutes in. Let's do a quick check-in. If you're still with me, drop a number 1 in the comments below. I'd love to know you're here, and it keeps me motivated to share more. Plus, if you're liking these tips, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more to cover. Next on the list, Avoid crossing your legs all the time. I know, this one's tough. Crossing your legs feels so natural, especially if you've been doing it since you were a kid. Maybe you're sitting at the doctor's office or chatting with a friend, and there go the legs, one over the other. But here's why it's a posture problem. When you cross your legs, it tilts your pelvis unevenly. One hip hikes up, your spine twists a little, and over time that imbalance throws everything off. Your lower back, your shoulders, even how you walk. I used to cross my legs every time I sat down, habit of a lifetime. But then I started noticing my hips felt tight, and I'd stand up feeling lopsided. Turns out that leg crossing was shortening the muscles on one side of my body while stretching the other. For seniors, that can make an already wobbly posture even worse. And if you've got arthritis or joint pain, it's like adding fuel to the fire. So what's the fix? Avoid keeping your legs crossed for more than a few minutes. Instead, plant both feet flat on the floor, knees bent at about 90 degrees. It might feel stiff at first, like you're sitting at attention, but it keeps your pelvis level and your spine happy. If you catch yourself crossing, no biggie. Just uncross and reset. I started doing this while watching TV, and after a week, my lower back didn't feel as cranky. Small habit, big difference. Let's move on to another big one. Avoid staying in one position for too long. This applies to sitting, standing, or even lying down. As seniors, we might not bounce back as fast as we used to, and our bodies hate being stuck in one spot. Ever notice how stiff you feel after sitting through a long movie? Or maybe you stand in the kitchen cooking, and by the time dinner's ready, your back's screaming. That's your posture crying for help. When you stay still too long, your muscles get lazy. They tighten up in all the wrong places, and your joints stiffen. If you're sitting, your hip flexors shorten, pulling your spine forward. If you're standing, you might lock your knees or slump your shoulders. Either way, it's a fast track to a hunched-over look. I learned this the hard way. I'd sit at my desk writing letters for hours, then wonder why I couldn't straighten up without groaning. Here's what to avoid: parking yourself in one spot for more than 30 or 40 minutes. Instead, mix it up. If you're sitting, stand up and stretch every half hour, even just for a minute. If you're standing, shift your weight, wiggle your hips, or sit for a breather. I started setting a little timer on my phone to remind me. At first I thought, this is silly. But now, my back doesn't nag me nearly as much. Avoid that one-position trap. It's a posture killer. Okay, we're about halfway through. Time for another engagement break. If you're still here, comment number 2 below. I'd love to hear from you. And if these tips are hitting home, don't forget to subscribe. We've got more goodies coming your way. Next up, avoid lifting heavy things the wrong way. This one's huge, especially for seniors. Maybe you're picking up a laundry basket, a bag of groceries, or even a grandkid who's not so little anymore. If you're bending over and twisting while you lift, you're begging for posture trouble. That kind of move puts crazy stress on your spine, and if your posture's already shaky, it can make it 10 times worse. Picture this. You bend forward, round your back, and yank something up. Your shoulders hunch, your spine curves, and your core's nowhere to be found. I did this once with a bag of potting soil, thought I was still 30, I guess. Next day, I could barely stand up straight. For seniors, our bones and muscles aren't as forgiving, so bad lifting habits can lock in that slouch for good. Avoid that bend and twist combo. Instead, squat down, keep your back straight, chest up, and lift with your legs. If it's too heavy, ask for help. No shame in that. I keep a little step stool handy now, so I'm not reaching or bending awkwardly. Avoiding bad lifting saves your posture and your back. Trust me, you'll feel the difference. Alright, let's talk about something we all do. Avoid sleeping in a way that scrunches you up. Your bed might be sabotaging your posture without you even knowing it. If you're curling into a tight ball or sleeping on a saggy mattress, you're waking up with a spine that's already out of whack. I used to love sleeping on my side, all tucked in, until I realized it was why my shoulders were so rounded every morning. Here's the deal. When you sleep in a fetal position, your chest caves in, your neck cranes forward, and your spine stays curved all night. Add a soft, worn-out mattress, and your hips sink too low, throwing everything off. For seniors, that can mean waking up stiffer and more slumped than when you went to bed. Not exactly the fresh start we're after, right? So avoid those super curled positions and old saggy beds. Try sleeping on your back with a pillow under your knees. It keeps your spine neutral. Or if you're a side sleeper like me, use a pillow between your knees and one that supports your neck without pushing it too high. And if your mattress is more than 10 years old, might be time to trade it in for something firmer. I swapped mine out last year and it's like night and day for my posture. We're getting close to the end, but we've got one more biggie to cover. Before that, let's check in again. If you're still with me, drop a number 3 in the comments. And if you're loving these posture tips, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community here, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Last but not least, avoid ignoring little pains or stiffness. This one's tricky because as seniors, we sometimes brush off those aches thinking, oh, it's just age. But those little signals, tight shoulders, a twinge in your back, a stiff neck, they're your body saying, hey, my posture's off. If you ignore them, they don't just go away, they build up, and soon you're stuck with a slump you can't shake. I used to shrug off my sore lower back after gardening. It'll pass, I'd say. But it didn't. It got worse, and my posture paid the price. Ignoring those warnings lets bad habits settle in deeper. Maybe you're slouching more because it hurts to sit up straight, or you're favoring one side because of a stiff hip. Either way, it snowballs. Avoid letting those pains slide. Instead, pay attention. If your neck's tight, stretch it gently. If your back's sore, try a warm pack or a short walk. And if it keeps up, talk to a doctor or physical therapist. They can spot posture issues you might miss. I started doing a little stretching routine every morning, nothing fancy, just 5 minutes, and it's cut my stiffness in half. Don't avoid those signals. They're your posture's SOS. All right, there you have it. 7 things to avoid if you're a senior struggling with your posture. Let's recap real quick. Don't slouch on soft furniture for hours. Don't crane your neck over your phone. Don't cross your legs all the time. Don't stay in one position too long. Don't lift heavy stuff the wrong way. Don't sleep in a scrunched up ball. And don't ignore those little aches. Avoid these, and you're on your way to standing taller, feeling stronger, and moving better. I hope these tips help you as much as they've helped me. Posture's a journey, not a race. Small changes add up, and you've got this. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who needs it, and hit that subscribe button. We've got more practical tips coming your way every week, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. One last thing, tell me in the comments, what's your biggest posture struggle? Maybe it's that sneaky phone habit or that cozy couch you can't resist. I'll read everyone, and who knows, your comment might inspire the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care, stand tall, and I'll see you in the next one.